What's up, family? It's your girl D-Ray, the Divine Relationship Alchemist, helping you heal your relationship with self to heal your relationship with others. So I want to quickly talk about something that came to mind yesterday after I talked about the Will and Jada situation, entanglement. And what came to mind is the fact that conditioned love is controlled love. Let me say that again. Conditioned love is controlled love. Unconditional love, unconditioned love is freedom. Now that came to me because I thought about Will and Jada's children, Willow and Jaden. And from the outside looking in, they appear to be as free as they want to be, in the sense of they can be who they want to be. They can dress how they want to dress. They can do what they want to do. They can date who they want to date. They can decide that they want their life path to be a certain way. Yes, it's okay, don't rub it, right? So why is that important, and why does that solidify my point in case on the Will and Jada entanglement video, right? I can say that because Will and Jada have said on multiple occasions that they've come to the understanding that their children are not their own. Like, we don't own our children, right? They came here to have their own purpose, their own path, their own experience, their own spiritual evolution. And that's powerful to be able to accept that. That also goes hand in hand with what we call attachment in, the spiritual community. Now, this is important because when I think about my life, so many times I was controlled. So many times I couldn't do what I felt like was best for me. I couldn't feel what I felt like I wanted to feel. I couldn't be who I wanted to be. I had to be who my mama wanted me to be, right? Now I'm fortunate and I'm blessed because I had both extreme polarities. My father definitely is a freedom type person, right? I remember when I was playing basketball and my dad, we were driving in a car on the way to a basketball game or something, and he was like, babe, a lot of girls basketball players, when they get to this point that you are and you're going to college and so on and so forth, they become lesbians. And if that's your path and if that's what you into, I support you, I love you, whatever. My dad told me that, and I don't know why he told me that or what, but even in him saying that to me, let me know that he loved me enough to allow me to be who I wanted to be, regardless. He just came out and said that. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, my mama wouldn't be having that at all. Okay? And so, conditioned love is controlled love. And as spiritual beings having this human experience, we don't want to control somebody. We want to get to a point in our evolution to where anybody that we are engaged with, we love them enough to where they can do whatever it is they feel that they need to do. They can be whatever it is they feel that they need to be. They can feel however they feel, without there being consequences, punishments, and restraints based off of them choosing to do whatever it is that they feel. This is the next level of love. This is a heightened perspective of love. Right? And I'm working on this because Dreamer want to be doing something. But you know what? I'm getting so good at it. I'm getting so much better at it. Dream and I, we talk. That's just it. We talk. You know what I mean? And communication is key when you are tapping into unconditioned love. And communication is a two-way street. Expressive and receptive. Right? And there's some things that Dream, maybe gung-ho about, and there may be some things that I'm more reserved about, and vice versa. but I'm not going to stop him from doing what he feels like he needs to do, and he's not going to stop me. But we will consider each other's perspective. We will consider each other's perspective. Okay? So if you find yourself always trying to control the situation, control how a person feels, control how a person thinks, control how a person moves and what they do, then you're still tapped into conditional love. Because if a person doesn't do what you feel like they should be doing, how you feel they should be acting, now you mad. Now you mad. Now you upset. Now you're treating them in a certain way, or now you're restraining yourself. Now you are restricting your love. That stuff happens all the time. We see it in every single, we see it. It's out there. Think about your relationship with your parents. I think about my relationship with my parents, and I see that dynamic at play. And I think in order to tap into unconditional love, you have to go to a heightened level of consciousness. It's easy to say that we love our children, unconditionally, but it's harder to do. Yes? What's going on up here? We're on our way to the zoo. Yeah. It's easier to say, man, I love my child. My child don't got to do nothing. I still love them. But when they start to do stuff and they start to go against the grain of what you've taught them, do you still love them deeply, intensely? And my mother does, but I feel like my mother had to get to a certain point now in my adulthood to where she's like, I can't control her. It is what it is. She's going to be who she's going to be. She's going to think how she's going to think. And it is what it is, But again, I think that comes to a certain level of self-development and a certain level of internal work and self-realization. Like, I had to realize that I be having some control issues. But thanks to Dream, I can't control him. I cannot. I can't.
Tell me some shit.
I control you?
Oh shit, I don't know. You tell me.
I do not control him. I'ma state how I feel.
I'm a slave.
He's a slave. That's under his own doing. That's not me. That's not me controlling him, saying you gotta do this, you gotta do that. You know what I mean? That's his own doing. That's what it is what it is, But just reflect on that. Reflect on if you feel like, if you have control issues. If you have control issues, then, and it's deeper than that, and I'm going to let my higher self really download it to me, because I feel like there's many layers to it, because spirit is expansive. Spirit is space. Spirit is no control. Spirit is chaos, right? And the opposite of chaos is order, constriction, rules, regulations, so on and so forth. So it goes deeper than that. It goes beyond that. And I'm just going to let my life experiences continue to reveal to me how deep the rabbit hole goes. But that's one thing that I understand, that I could observe from my own life, and I could observe that in looking at Willow and Jaden. Unconditional love is freedom. Now, how far you're willing to take that freedom, whether, how far you're willing to take it is, again, up to you and your level of consciousness. And how deeply can you understand that everybody came here to experience this life, and it may be totally different from what you thought in your mind that someone was supposed to be, how someone was supposed to act, so on and so forth. It can get very deep. Everybody has their own path. And when you understand that, and when you understand that for yourself first, because you got to understand that for yourself first. I have come here to have my own path, my own experiences, so on and so forth. And when I understand that for myself first, deeply, and I love myself through all of my shit, through all of my strengths, through all of my weaknesses, when I love myself through that, then I can do the same for somebody else, unconditionally. Peace, family.